So it appears that Quickplay matchmaking has a little bug. Now from Bungie, they currently believe that connection-based and skill-based matchmaking are not being factored correctly when placing matches. Derek Carroll, the PvP design, added that with how this bug takes place, it results in much faster but lower quality matches than normal. Our plan for the immediate future is to take no immediate action, monitor the health of the playlist, take notes, and ready a potential fix. We will inform the community with our findings. If we do make a change, you guys will be the first to know. Now, before I get started, I need to say something. This has been going on for years, a long time now in a lot of games. Here's what is important. Do not let someone sway you. I mean, as an influencer, your favorite streamer, YouTuber, clan leader, I see a lot of people agreeing due to loyalty. Now, this conversation involves all of us. It's my game, it's your game, it's our game. I'm gonna tell you guys my side, my thoughts, and some of you guys are gonna agree with me and some of you guys are not. That's okay. It's worth discussing. Because gaming is supposed to be fun, and a lot of people have been saying that this change is really good, that Quickplay is really fun again. Now, there are two sides to every coin, and for others, it's been a miserable experience. I was speaking to a friend on PlayStation. He said his buddy, he only plays PvP, and with this recent matchmaking change, it caused that player to uninstall the game due to frustration. That's a real consequence. That's something that is actually happening. It's not a good thing. Now, some of your favorite streamers, YouTubers, they happen to be decent at the game, good at the game, great at the game. Now, being good at the game goes beyond Destiny. Most of them started somewhere, as a new player, a noob. Starting point was like everyone else. They weren't good at the game. They played first-person shooters. They got better at them, played different kinds of them, many of them Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever it is, and now they are the player that they are through practice. A lot of players come from Halo, like myself, and now that's always brought up, old Halo. That was 10 years ago, and I think the players that grew up on that or were introduced to that as their gaming first-person shooter start, they see the difference with what we have now and what was in the past, because you had ranked and social play in Halo, and in ranked, it was skill-based, based on your rank. If you're a level 20, you're playing a level 20, give or take a few levels here or there, you were there to test your skills. But social, on the other hand, was an anything goes type of deal. You could match five-star generals on the other team one game, and the next game you're playing a split screen team, right? Them and 3 other guests playing 4 players on one screen. Now those 4 people on one screen were there to have a good time. That's what it was all about. Same goes for me. I land 4-player split screen in Halo, and we would go online and play that. It was a blast. We got stomped, but it was a blast. There was no questioning skill-based matchmaking there. There was no questioning if skill-based was, is, or should be in Social Slayer. It's not even a thought. There were no forum posts, there were no rants. You didn't even think about it. You knew that you went into Social Slayer, what it was going to be. You know when you went into ranked what it was going to be. You look at the new matchmaking in Quickplayer now, it's the same exact thing, but now we have all these different sides going and taking place. The issue now is skill-based was in Destiny 2, it was heavily in Destiny 1, and in Destiny 1 I was a top 50 Rumble player, and it took me 10 minutes or more to find a game, and I started knowing players that I played against all the time, and I would ask them, you know, hey, where are you from? Like, Dubai, Croatia, Australia, which by the way, shout out to the Australians out there. I feel bad for you guys in your internet. But moving on, that was the idea. You have a peer-to-peer matchmaking system with no servers, matching players across the globe, across the ocean to, quote, find a competitive game. Sure, player count goes into that, but it happened consistently with the highs and lows of Destiny 1. But that's the absolute extreme. You get very laggy games, it contradicts a competitive match when you have such high ping involved, teleporting players, because matchmaking and peer-to-peer should always be connection. That makes the game run properly. You need the game to run properly and how it's supposed to run. No seeing teleporting players, no players not taking damage, things like that. But the system that we have now does not take connection or skill into the equation, completely random matchmaking. Here are my thoughts. Now, first off, this is the most fun I've ever had in Destiny 2. The game just keeps getting better in my opinion. I do like this matchmaking change, and I find games in 20 seconds or less. I can play with a wide variety of friends, high skilled, low skilled. I can play with my wife, and she refused to play Destiny 1 with me, and actually we talked about it last night, our group of friends. My friends even said that it was miserable playing with me in Destiny 1. That sucks. That sucks for everyone involved. I do feel that they need to do a couple things with this current system. Number one, they need to prioritize connection, and number two, they need to find a way to protect the newer players again. There were filters in place, but they've taken those away. That's how I really knew that matchmaking was off, because up until this 6v6 update, I never saw a level 4 in a game, a level 7, never even saw a level 25 player. They do need to put back in filters to protect these newer players, because these new guys come in with the new weapons they just got from PvE and they get grav lance down. That's not a good time. That's going to permanently turn them off of the Crucible. That's not good for the overall health of the game. Those guys need to be protected. They need to get acclimated to the Crucible, and then they go from there. Now, as far as this current system, again, there are a couple things that they could try, because in a perfect world, if you have 6 players, 2 of them highly skilled, 2 of them average skilled, 2 of them below average, each player in that fire team should feel like they contributed in a match. And if we remember back in Halo, when you were playing social, you could also actually choose your matchmaking filter. You can choose best connection, or you could search for skill. And I'm starting to think that this type of system could work for Destiny too. If you take player A and player B, player A searches for the best connection. Player B, he's searching for the best skill match. Now, they both match each other while keeping their preferences, because player A is a 1 KD player looking for the best connection. Now, player B is a 1 KD player looking for a skilled match. Everyone is happy, right? They don't know it, but they were brought together using 2 different filters, but everyone's happy. Now, on the flip side, let's say player C, he's a 2 KD player with a bad connection, or less than average. He's searching for a skill-based match. Now, the algorithm is looking at that game that it just placed player A and player B in, because it won't honor skill, because player A and player B are 1 KD players, and one of them is specifically searching for players around his skill level, and it won't honor connection because player A is searching for a great connection match. Now, that connection could be for whatever reason. It could be distance, it could be the internet. Regardless, those 2 filters in Quickplay for the player to choose might be an actual solution. In theory, it seems like they could do this because they've already done it. It's Halo, it's Bungie. Now for me, with all of this, like I said, it's numerous reasons why I enjoy it, because I'm not held hostage to the meta right now. I can play with friends now. The idea of having 4 more players on a board in a 6v6 setting is creating less hand-holding, less lane-holding. It's just playing better for me. And I personally don't feel that skill should be a strict factor in a public game, a quick play game. The playlist is there for just what it says, a quick match. You throw people in, have a good connection, and you go. But another thing I wanted to say, regardless of the system, connection-based, skill-based, regardless of the actual system, someone is going to be unhappy. Now really think about that. No matter what you do, if you go skill-based, tons of people are going to hate it. If you go pure connection, or something like we have right now, people are going to hate it because, they're either, not having good games, or the player caliber is a little bit too much for them at the moment. Connection should come first, always connection first, and if we do that, we might have something like we have right now. But again, here's the deal. If you go one way or the other, someone's going to be unhappy. So the real question for both players that want either connection or players that want skill, what is the lesser evil in this situation? Because both of those are extreme shifts in overall gameplay, like that shapes the future for the game. Complete shifts. But if you really think about it, if you keep matchmaking completely random like it is right now, that is the lesser evil. If the matchmaking is random in a social playlist, nothing really sets precedents. It's a gamble each game that you play. Sure, you might destroy a team one game, get destroyed the next. Now inside the game itself, you might 1v1 an enemy, you miss a shot, but he misses a shot, but you get the kill. Now the next enemy that you come across, you miss a shot, but he doesn't. He 3-taps you, he 4-taps you. It's just that varying skill within a game. You can use that to get better, or at least try to. Now these are my thoughts, and that's all that they are. I prefer if we go 100% connection based. I would like to hear your thoughts though. Keep it civil. It's your game too. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am Coolguy.
Iron Lords, 6 fronts, the Twilight Gap where Lord Shaxx earned his name. None fell more guardians than you.